On the record, good morning, sir. Please give us your full name and NDOC number for the record.
John Papish, 21947.
Hey, good morning, sir. Today's date's been set for your parole hearing. My name is Commissioner Keeler. With me here today is Chairman Bisbee and Commissioner Monterde, and we're hearing you for November 1st, 2016 parole eligibility date, and this on case number 79954, count 1, sexual assault victim under 16 conviction received 120-month to life sentence on. And we've recognized that you've been seen multiple times, on this case. And caseworker Yates, is that the same parole eligibility date that you have as well, November 1st, 2016?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. At the institution, you went over your notice of parole hearing, advisement of rights, and signed it. And is that your signature on the form?
Yes, sir.
For the record, you were
Yes, it
properly
is.
noticed of this hearing, advised of your rights, will continue. Yes, sir. You have guests here in support of your parole today here at the office. You have your mother, Jane, and sister, Dawn, and cousin, Tracy. And towards the end of the hearing, we'll allow one of them to make a brief statement of support if you would like and one of them would like, okay?
Yes, sir.
And, sir, and as you can see right now that victims in this case are there at the institution in the same hearing room with you, and you've probably already been instructed, but for the record, I'm asking you, as I've asked them, not to have any interaction with one another or provide eye contact, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so that being said, sir, I'm going to go ahead and go over your Nevada Parole Board risk assessment. We've done that a number of times with you, so most of this is going to probably be familiar and
Cut out.
Commissioner, you're cutting out slightly.
Okay, yeah, the air conditioning unit just went on. So what I said is I'm going to go over your Nevada Parole Board risk assessment with you, and that you've been over this a number of times, so it's going to sound familiar to you. All right. According to the records, you were 19 years of age or younger the first time that you were arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the year, you've had at least one probation or parole revoked. We know that that's correct because you were on parole in a prior case when this occurred and it was revoked, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the year prior to committing this crime, according to your pre-sentence investigation report, you were not legally and gainfully employed. You have been adjudicated and or convicted of a property offense in the past. In fact, as a juvenile, you have had a juvenile adjudication of a property-related offense. And looks as though that you've had problems with drugs or alcohol, or has created a serious disruption in your life at some point, and that according to the record, you were under the influence of alcohol, I believe it was, when you committed this particular offense, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are male and you're over the age of 41. You were, in fact, 51 as we speak today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the rest of the information I need to confirm with the caseworker. Caseworker Yates, we show that he has not been identified by NDOC as a gang member or an associate. He has completed at least one program that we take points off the risk assessment for. An example of that is a high school diploma that he completed there, and that he has been disciplinary free in the last year. In fact, it's been since 2010, and he's currently in medium custody there at the institution. Is that all correct, caseworker?
Yes, sir.
All right. That comes up to a score of 8 on this particular risk assessment. It equates to being statistically a moderate risk to reoffend. Because of the nature of this particular crime, prior to considering your parole, the Nevada Department of Corrections has to complete a sex offender assessment on you and provide us those results. They did. They completed one June 28th of 2016. It returned a risk category of low risk to sexually reoffend. And so we will consider all this information. And before we go forward, sir, did you want to make an opening statement?
As I've done several times before in the past, I've taken full responsibility for my actions, for allowing me to myself be put in a situation. And what happened to victim is wrong. The pain and suffering that she's gone through, nobody should ever have to go through that. I can't go back and change what has happened, no matter how much I wish I could. It's all wrong. And I know I've done a lot of time in the Nevada system. I am tired. I do want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. And I will do whatever else I have to do to prove and show that I am ready to go home. I am leaving the state if I am granted parole. I just don't know what else I need to do.
Okay, thank you. You have served pretty close to 30 years on this particular case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as I look through the report provided to us by the Nevada Department of Corrections, I see that since the last time that we have met, you have completed the final part of the STOP, or Sex Offender Treatment Program, with Phase 4, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you also have completed your high school diploma since the time we last met as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so that being said, sir, you know, you have fully completed the sex offender treatment program now. I'm wondering, you know, with that knowledge now, looking back at the crime that you committed, if you could tell us, or if you have any insight as to, you know, why you would engage, or actually what you did and why you would engaged in this, and how we could be reasonably assured that you would not do this in the future. And I'm asking you that because you've already been through the full treatment program now, so, you know, you've probably digested this a number of times in treatment and, you know, with the board.
Yes, sir. At the time, I didn't care. I didn't care who I heard or why, no reason. My thought patterns were all wrong. I allowed alcohol, and I blamed other people for my failures. The times that I committed property crimes, I blamed other people instead of taking responsibility for my actions. I know what I need to do to stay free, to avoid ever committing any kind of offense ever again in my life. The STOP program has really helped me. It showed me that the cognitive thinking that I had was wrong, and what I need to do to avoid doing things again.
Okay. So what are some of those things? I mean, I hear what you're saying. But can you give me a concrete example of that that you've learned in treatment?
And the cognitive thinking, which we were taught, is, you know, stay away from alcohol, no pornography. If an individual is wearing a certain type of clothing, that doesn't mean that it's okay to harass them or make advances towards them. That's just the way they dress. No drinking, which I have given up. Stay with family members. Don't be alone with minors. Stay away from children. Not to be unsupervised when I'm around them. To say, for example, if somebody asked me to watch their children, to say no, that I can't do that. And if they ask why, explain to them why I cannot, in order to not to have those urges or thoughts, to stay away from it.
Okay. Let me ask you, and this is just kind of more of interest, you know, at this point. You know, you said if somebody was to ask, you know, to watch their children, you know, from your treatment, it's like that's something you would say no to, and then you explain to them why. That'd be a very difficult conversation to have to reveal that type of information. You know, did you do anything in treatment to prepare yourself to have that difficult, conversation, like any type of role playing or anything like that, to actually feel what that might sound like and how to deal with it?
The psychologist that gave the program advised me against that, that wouldn't be a good idea. It's just my opinion that it's something that I should do.
Got it. Okay.
Instead of saying, could you ask the neighbor to watch him?
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Hey, so, your victim was, your niece, correct?
Stepniece.
Stepniece. Okay. That is, So I'm wondering, she was 2 years old, at this time. How do you think your victim's life, and again, you may not know exactly, but again, because of the treatment, and I know that you've done victim empathy and things like that, that you should be able to extrapolate how somebody might think. How do you think your victim's life might have changed as a result of your actions?
Relationships. She might have difficulties with relationships, develop eating disorders, don't want to be around people, don't trust people. The long and short-term psychological effects that could cause problems in her life.
Okay, thank you. Okay, sir. Before we move on and talk about your proposed release plan, let me see if either of the others have questions. Okay, sir. If you were given an opportunity for parole at this juncture, tell us about your plan, where you live, how you provide for yourself, and more importantly, how you go about continuing your treatment in the community.
If I was granted parole, I'd go back to my birthplace, Chicago. I would become a live-in care provider, take care of my stepfather. Because of his illnesses, he's had 3 surgeries. He's had back surgery, cancer surgery, triple heart bypass, takes medication. I would help my mom look after him, make sure he gets to his appointments. And whatever treatment that the board recommends, I will complete and do 100%. I wouldn't hesitate, because I do want to remain free if I am granted that opportunity.
Okay. You have guests here today, your mother and sister and cousin, as I indicated earlier. Did you want to allow one of them to make a brief statement of support on your behalf?
Yes, my mother.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Jane Justice. I'm John's mother. And if he's granted parole, he'll come and live with us, help me take care of my husband, which is very ill. And hopefully I can quit working. I'm still working. And he'll be a big help to us, and we'll be a big help to him. He'll be helping us with support, and I'll be helping him with support. Okay. Thank you.